Okay, Health Science 20 students, let's pick up on the second half of the digestive here on the disorders. I think we're on 10.3. Screen is now active. Okay, quiet down please. Okay, pencils in hand to fill in some blanks here. Okay, we'll talk about eating disorders. Shh. We're going to do some handouts, assignments, case studies separate from the slides, but that'll come a little bit later. We'll talk about a little bit of that later. Okay, let's see. Gastrointestinal ulcers, also known as peptic ulcers. Oh, where are we? You guys see this in your notes?
Yeah, I think we missed it.
Did we miss some?
Yeah. It's right. It's just below.
We did this. Okay, we did this.
Right below.
Are we?
Gastrointestinal.
Okay, let's figure this out here. All right, so this is the slide you're missing right here. Some of the other common disorders and diseases of the digestive system are gastroenteritis, G-A-S-T-R-O, gastro, E-N-T-E-R, enteritis, gastroenteritis, also known as a stomach flu. This is caused by a virus and may produce nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and stomach pain. Also, rise in temperature, right? You may feel hot. Gastroenteritis, another name for the stomach flu. Okay, so this is the slide we saw just before. Gastrointestinal ulcers, also known as peptic ulcers. They are sores in the mucus lining of the GI tract. It used to be thought that stress and spicy foods caused ulcers, but now it is known that it's caused by bacterial infections. And stress and spicy foods can aggravate ulcers, but not necessarily cause them. Just along with other things as well that we'll talk about. Foods and that are generally causing problems, they're causing problems, they're not the source of the problem. So we'll talk about that as we get through. All right, cirrhosis, funny spelt word there, cirrhosis, is chronic liver disease, usually caused by poor nutrition. So if you eat too many fatty foods or excessive alcohol consumption. We talked about this, remember, the other day? Cirrhosis, if you have a bad liver, a lot of times it's from alcoholics have a bad liver. The liver's trying to filter out all of the poison and stuff like that from the alcohol, and it just gets overworked. So cirrhosis is the actual name for it. So yeah, healthy liver here, chronic liver damage due to cirrhosis. The liver just, often accompanied with abdominal pain. All right. Inflammatory bowel disease. This is not irritable bowel syndrome. That's what IBS is. Irritable bowel syndrome. This is inflammatory bowel disease. Any disease that causes inflammation of the bowels triggered by different things. So if you have inflammatory bowel disease, that's an inflammation of the bowels. Pretty straightforward. Let's talk about a few different things here. Celiac. You've heard of celiac. Okay, the gluten-free items on menus are for people that have celiac disease. It's aggravated by gluten. So again, these things that aggravate or cause the problems are not the initial cause necessarily, but so celiac disease aggravated by gluten, a mixture of two proteins in cereal grains. So gluten-free, like breads and wheat based, the wheat germ causes problems there. And salads and vegetables and things like that would be considered gluten-free. We know a little bit more about these kind of things in this day and age. There's different menu items, and more. It seems like more people maybe are struggling with this. Or as knowledge grows, right, we realize that maybe a lot of people that have stomach problems or just general things, there's more information, so we can isolate what the problem is a bit better. So, yeah. Crohn's, okay. Crohn's is aggravated by spicy or greasy food. Again, not caused by but aggravated by spicy, greasy food, whole grains, anything high in fiber, caffeine, alcohol, too much exposure to the Muppets, or too much exposure to Shaq, right here, or hanging out by the bubbling grease at McDonald's or something. Yeah, that's a good meme. You guys know who Shaq is, right? Everyone know who Shaq is? Okay. What about Miss Piggy? Anybody know who Miss Piggy is? You guys know Miss Piggy? Yeah, and Kermit, right? I just didn't know if you guys still knew about that. Like, these guys have been around for a long time. Like when I was a kid, the Muppets. Yeah, it was a big thing when I was a kid. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no, don't lie. Okay. Jaundice. Okay, jaundice is excessive bilirubin in the blood. Oftentimes newborn babies have excessive bilirubin in the blood and they look kind of yellowish or jaundiced. Can also cause a yellowing of the eyeballs, like the white in the eyeballs. You see that as well. So typically this is removed by the liver. So jaundice is a sign of liver problems. Bilirubin breaks down hemoglobin and is what makes feces brown. So yeah, it's more common in newborns. Usually, I think one of our kids had jaundice, pretty bad. I don't know who it was, but anyways, nobody in this room, I don't think. But anyways, they have to put the baby under light and stuff like that, get their skin, producing different vitamins and stuff. So I think they actually literally put the kid under a light, like big light, tanning bed. Here you go. Let's see, $3.50 for half an hour. Let's see what happens. All right, diabetes. Diabetes is both an endocrine system disease and a digestive disease. When someone eats food, the sugar in their bloodstream suddenly surges. This has to be absorbed into the cells, but this can only happen if there is insulin in the bloodstream produced, and this is produced by the pancreas. So diabetes, you may have some experience with this. You or someone you know might be afflicted with this. But yeah, it's the maintenance of sugar levels in the bloodstream. If you don't have enough insulin that your body naturally produces, or if it overproduces insulin, then the amount of sugar in the bloodstream can either spike or be really low. And yeah. So again, we're not going to be talking in depth about these diseases, just basically mentioning some of the diseases that are related to each system. So yeah, so you'll get to study diabetes a little bit more in depth. Does anyone know what's happening here in this picture?
Yes. Yeah. He's bleeding.
Bleeding, yeah. So yeah, they're testing the blood for blood sugar levels. So people with diabetes have to check their blood levels, blood sugar levels often. All right, let's do some comparison here. Where are we? Cells. That's the end of your notes, right? Okay, let's look at this chart. Type 1, there's two types of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. So type 1 diabetes occurs when the pancreas is unable to produce enough insulin. This tends to develop at a young age, cannot be prevented, it requires insulin therapy or injections. Type 2 diabetes occurs to insulin resistance, so that's when the body does not respond well to insulin. Tends to develop at an older age, can be prevented with lifestyle changes, can be managed with lifestyle modifications alone if diagnosed early. So different exercise and diet can help type 2 diabetes. Both share symptoms of frequent urination, increased thirst, extreme hunger, unintentional weight loss, fatigue, blurry vision, sores or wounds that heal slowly, numbness and tingling sensation in the hands and feet. Both can benefit from lifestyle modifications such as healthy diet, physical activity, blood sugar level monitoring, and management of stress and other existing health conditions. So yeah, so if you're at risk of diabetes, or if you have a high sugar diet, or that's something, if you're eating a lot of sugary stuff, this could cause problems with your body's ability to balance that. So eating healthy and getting exercise is the recipe to stay healthy for a lot of things. Okay, we were designed to exercise, to actually work our bodies and to get the blood pumping, get the heart pumping, and be healthy, get the lungs going. And we're also made to eat not high sugary, high fatty foods, more natural foods, the meats and vegetables and fruits and things like that. So just keep that in mind. I know chips are fun, licorice is fun, sugary drinks from 7-Eleven is fun, but if you eat too much of that, drink too much of that, you guys are young, so your bodies are prime and able to counteract a lot of things you do to it. But if you continually eat and drink unhealthy things, there will be problems. It will break your defenses, and there will be problems. I had a buddy that drank like a 2-liter Coke every day. And he was like, as he got older, his teeth rotted. Like he had no teeth left from all they rotted right out. And just gastrinal problems and just a whole host of things. It was just gross to see, actually. But I mean, yeah, so eat well, have a treat once in a while, but don't overdo it, and remember to exercise. Get out and get your blood pumping a little bit, get the heart going, get the lungs going a little bit, get the heart rate up. Yeah, question? What if you're what?